Hi, I'm Debbie Pepe. I'm the superintendent for the Wildflower and Wildlife Sanctuaries. Currently in Los Angeles County, the Department of Parks and Recreation manages 14 sanctuaries. Today, we're at Alpine Butte Wildlife Sanctuary because it's one of my favorite sanctuaries and it's a favorite among the public. I think one of the reasons for that is one of its beautiful features, which is the rock formation located directly behind the sign. This sanctuary is located in the Antelope Valley off of Avenue O. Those rock formations are enjoyed by the public to go for a walk or sometimes take a picnic up on top and look out around the desert. But they used to be home to chuckwallas. I haven't seen any in a while, but chuckwallas like to eat the flowers on this plant right in front of us. This is a creosote bush, very common out here in the desert. Depending on the elevation is where you'll find them, but those joshua trees are pretty much everywhere. They have yellow flowers they're covered in. I'm going to try and zoom in on one here for you. So you can see, when these flowers first bloom, they're a pale yellow color, and the petals are wide open. And then, after it's pollinated, these petals kind of turn like they do on a windmill. They kind of turn to the sides, and then it closes up. And I'll see if I can find one that's doing that. Here's one, maybe. So you can see how they turn. And then they become these seeds. And the seeds are actually the fruits of the plant. But that's not really how this plant reproduces. It reproduces by cloning. Just one of the many things this plant does to be able to survive in this climate. We know they do it that way because this plant is one of the oldest plants found in the desert because it's been carbon dated. So it goes back to the ice ages. To actually figure out how old a plant is, I'm told you measure the base of the plant and multiply it by 30. And that gives you a pretty good approximation. Speaking of the base of these plants, there's really not anything that grows next to them. Originally I was told it's because they emit something so their plants won't be near it, but that's not truly the case. Actually, they have a taproot that goes deep into the soil to grab the water from deep down, and they have like a hairy surface roots that take the water as it first comes in. So they have two mechanisms to get the water. That's why they're so successful out here. There's other plants too though. Right here in front is what we call a burrow bush, and this bush gets its name because the burrows like to eat it. Let me zoom in so you can see the pretty flowers. They're not colorful, but they're unique in their own way. And then to the left over here, I see a wire lettuce. And it's wiry. You can definitely recognize it. Lots of plants get their names by what they look like or how they smell. So here's one I'm going to zoom in on. It's got a little white blossom. And it's really unique and beautiful. And then up ahead, I see two golden bushes. And it's great that we have two bushes here today of the same plant. Some people will call them a golden head, a golden bush, a golden plant. This one here, it's already gone to seed mainly. It's not so golden in color, but still beautiful. And then over here a little bit further in front is one that's still golden. It's a smaller plant. You can see the color where it gets its name. The problem with the common names is everybody calls them something different. It's sometimes hard to recognize what we're talking about. But this is a golden bush. And over to the right, I see a small green plant with a little tiny yellow flower. These flowers are about the size of a pinhead. This is a vinegar weed. It gets its name because it smells like vinegar. If you rub the little stems between your fingers, you can definitely smell it. And if you're sometimes in the desert and the wind's just right, you'll just smell it by walking through it. This is a vinegar weed. Oh, and there's other yellow flowers. Over here, I see a Mojave suncup. A precious little flower, smaller than a dime. Let me zoom in so you can see that one. Dang it, it's always breezy out here. There you go. And then over here is a tequila plant. There's actually 4 different varieties of this plant. And you can tell the difference by the veins. This is one of the varieties. We have it here at Alpine. And then up here I see some pennyroyals. These are a white flower. I'm going to zoom into them. There's quite a few along this little sandy area. That's where they like to grow. There, I found it. It was worth it though. Look at how pretty that flower is. So this was your quick little introduction to Alpine Butte Wildlife Sanctuary. With the joshua trees, creosote bushes, and and other plants along this rocky formation. I hope you enjoyed your visit today, and remember, conservation begins with you. Thank you.